is here for you and me. People islands.
Ikapukala o ke au puni. Walava mako ikapo haku. Ika ai kama haku oka aina. See the confusion is this.
Yeah.
People talking about entitlements, assets. Let me ask you, how much is a land worth?
Priceless.
How much is an oka aina worth? At what cost? See, when I hear that kind of stuff, I know that's doing confusion. The robbing of the minds of our people.
Money, honey.
They forgot their own history. How many of us have read people like Wilcox, Kaulia, Navahi, Kawau Kalani, John Wise? You want to hear what Kupuna said about what went down? This should be education amongst the masses. Most people talk about the Kuwait petitions, but never read the petitions. I wish the Office of Foreign Affairs would distribute Kuwait petitions in all the schools to all families. Then we would know. There's no confusion. And I like to also say, as I come to speak, I come with the spirit of all the great teachers that I had. The great Kihei Soli Niheo was one of the most toughest Hawaiians I ever knew.
Real.
Kuwait Puna Prijin, one of the strongest tongues that I ever knew and I heard from.
Real.
Kamaka Hukilani, Van Hope. One of the beautifulest ladies I had the nights I would stay with her and watch her and talk to her, watching the sky and the stars. And Hipegi Hau Ross, who was fearless. Mama Hale, who I worked for many years, and I would sit with her. And I tell this story. One day, Mama Hale called me, she said, Kaleikoa. And we were watching these two Hawaiians argue. And she said, you see, Kaleikoa, that's why our people are so smart. Because we're not sheep. Our people come from the most innovative, the most adaptive people. When you look around the world, there's no place in the world where look at the Kupuna, where we was raised physically in this environment. From the top of mountains, rainforests, ice-capped mountains, dryland forests, plains, in the Lepo, on lava fields, in the ocean, in Kakai. So our adaptation, culturally, is as diverse as any other place in the ocean. That's why we different. Those people from Kau, they're different from Molokai. You're different from Kahakuloa. You don't grow the same way carrots you grow in Kenai or in white people. This is the genius, you see, of our people. And just because we have disputes or disagreements, there's nothing wrong with it, as Mama Ali taught me. The thing we gotta remember, my brother said right here, Act 195, Kanai Uvalu, is gonna separate us. And you just gotta know that. But you know me, I'm gonna hang on. I'll be the first one to fight for every one of you. I'm gonna hang on. I just ask you as trustees. No, let us go. Have faith in us. Have faith in us that maybe we look at history and understand story a little different. But we're the same Ohana, as I keep on saying, we are the same Va'a. And I ask and plead, don't take off on a Va'a if we're not all there. Because that Va'a is not going to be strong. And you look at the history of our people. When our people came as Kupuna, look at we are a Kupuna. The integrity, the best and the brightest that came across the whole Pacific to come here. That's our Kupuna. Adapted in this place. And in the words of the great Mount Piayu, he says, as a teaching, and thank mahalo to him for coming and sharing his knowledge to us today. Because you see the Hawaiian story, even today, we're around the world. George Hamilton said, there's one thing that can go around the world, is aloha. And Mao said, if I have courage, it's because I remember the teachings and have faith in these teachings of my ancestors, my fathers. Again, if I have courage. Today is courage. I ask the trustees to have courage. I ask the trustees to open their hearts and realize we have this Va'a. This Va'a is going to go. And when we go this Va'a, we better be as strong. In fact, I asked everybody right there, hold hands. Please hold hands. You see this unity? This is unity, right? I tell you, right? I mean, touch our heart. We think about this. If we can hold this, we're going to make it in the future. If we remember this, we're going to make that destination where we need to go. But once we allow ourselves to be disunified, because the truth is, we know, those who are trying to protect assets, you know, get plenty of guys out there. They're looking to destroy our people. They benefit from the destruction of our people. And the way they're going to destroy us is to disunify us. The way they destroy us is to keep us in ignorance of our own history. The way they destroy us is for them to continue to manipulate us into their doing. But, if we can remember here, and ask my brother, don't let me go. Don't let him go. Don't let her go. We get one chance. And I think we get one strong chance. Just like the first va'a that brought our kupuna here. You know, my mom, Irish, I'm half. My mom always tells me, Kaleikoa, the Irish have been fighting for 800 years, and they'll fight for 800 more to unite Ireland. So who the hell are we to carry about 120 years? See, the commitment of the people, the love of your aloha, of your lahu in the aina, that's where it is. Our kupuna taught this. And that's why, I don't want to get into some, I get much other things I want to talk to, but that's why, to me, it's important that we understand Act 9.5 disunifies us. Because Act 195 is based upon false histories and false interpretations of what went down. And I just like to say, and I apologize, Commissioner Kihoy, and I don't say this in a bad way. But when I look, as the Commissioner puts up a poster, and I notice in 1898, what does she have there? The annexation of Hawaii. Let me ask that question. What annexation are we talking about there? There's no annexation. In fact, I challenge all of you. If you can show me an annexation right now, kiss your feet, as I say. But I tell you right now, there's no annexation. And I don't say that, but as an educator, see, I understand that. When people understand it, you think different. You realize the United States is here illegally, unlawfully. What they are doing to us is unlawful. What they are doing to us is a crime. And you got to remember, see, criminals, if they're criminals, how do criminals behave? As criminals. And so somehow these criminals are going to turn around and say, oh, you're a good Hawaiian, we're going to treat you with fair, fair play. That's based upon a false analysis. But if you understand them as being criminals, you think twice of how you're going to deal with these criminals. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy path. I'm not saying it's going to, oh, I just showed in the paper and, they're going to listen. I understand it doesn't work that way. Just like this new news about Obama's administration, they're looking down at Hawaiians and perhaps, I don't know, for the first time in his life, somehow we're talking about Hawaiians now. But you know what I'm more concerned about as a Hawaiian educator? Is how we educate each other, how we talk to one another, and how we refuse, no matter what they do to us, no matter how hard they come, no matter how they pollute our waters, no matter the military builds in Hawaii, it don't mean we let go. It don't mean we succumb and we say, you criminals are correct. What we say, as like what Kupuna said, like the names I gave you, we continue on until the last aloha aina is. And Kupuna had a word for this. Everybody say, ho'okanaka. 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 The root word is kanaka, but the word ho'okanaka means to be brave. To be brave. In fact, if you look at the Royal Guards, the overthrow, you guys look at the patch that they wore. That's the words. Ho'okanaka. So this time in our life, we gotta be ho'okanaka for the next generations. We cannot bow. We cannot bend. We cannot go on our knees and grovel and hope whatever crumbs fall off the table. We gotta demand and say, this is our table. And we don't care how much of these you throw at us. I don't care how many billions of dollars you throw at us. You know how we can survive for another 40 generations, 100 generations? The Kaipohaku Kaeʻo. This land. It's us living on this land. It's not us living in some fancy neighborhood off of Kaleikoa. I don't care how many Hawaiians live in Kaleikoa. Living off this land and feeding ourselves off this land is the key. And the last thing I like to just say, much of this discussion, part of the analysis to understand, and I also teach. I hear people talking economics all the time. And they be clear. Anybody that believes we have an economic problem, because you hear it all the time, Hawaiians have this economic development problem. They're really confused. We don't have an economic problem, we have a political problem. The Bishop Estate is worth between $5 and $10 billion on a good day. The problem with the Bishop Estate is not that they don't have funds and land. The problem with the Bishop Estate is we as Kanaka, the Lahui Kanaka, are not controlling those assets and resources. The problem with economics of the Ali'i Trust in the same way. Look at the OHA Trust, and I read in a paper, of course, going down. Kaka'ako. Now this, everybody else building all the skyscrapers, the Kanaka, maybe they're going to make pot over there talking. So now you got to turn to the legislature, you got to play politics. Kaka'ako. I mean, half of the island of Molokai probably could be gotten for $10 million perhaps. So anytime you hear that idea of economic problem, we should stand up and say, no, it's a political problem. We have to plan the organized way. See, nation building, as I was talking to brother over there earlier. Nation building right now, how come OHA doesn't create? We should have advisory nation building boards. You get all our bankers, Hawaiian bankers together, Hawaiian engineers together. You get a Hawaiian people who wants to develop housing together, Hawaiian healthcare professionals together, Hawaiian educators together. We got a plan now. We got to make you Hawaiians what we can do now. Nation building demands the experts get together now and work on these plans. Now, see, I tell you something. The powers to be, the greatest thing we fear is an organized, unified education of our Hawaiian people. That's what they fear. But once we become unified, educated, organized,
look out.
We control our destiny. No longer they should be telling us how to behave and what to do in our own homeland. Mahalo.
Keep Hawaiian lands in Hawaiian hands, yeah. Keep Hawaiian lands in Hawaiian hands, yeah. On the road we go, far from life we stroll. It's an uphill climb, yeah. Stays with you all the time. Keep Hawaiian lands in Hawaiian hands, yeah. 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 Hawaiians say, "Uma, hey, okaina ikapono." Uma, hey, okaina ikapono. Uma, hey, okaina